This is a factoring question. And you could go through some trial and error stuff, but the way I prefer to teach factoring when A is not 1 is I prefer to do split the middle. So we're going to go A times C, so it's 3 times negative 14, which is negative 42. And I want to find factors of negative 42 that add to B, which in this case is negative 1. Okay? This sign here tells me the bigger number is negative. This sign here tells me that I have opposite signs, so I'm looking for two factors, opposite signs. The bigger one is negative. So, start with 1 and negative 42. I add those together. That's not negative 1, so I move on to negative 21. Could go on, so on and so forth, but eventually the one I'd get to would be 6 and negative 7. 6 plus negative 7 equals negative 1, so that's the factor pair I'm looking for. So what happens now is I end up splitting the middle. What that means, the outside terms stay exactly the same. However, we split the middle term. This negative x is going to get split into two terms. It gets split into plus 6x and minus 7x. That's the split the middle part. Then from here, I go to the grouping. Before I do that, I got to make this add the opposite. Then I group my first two terms, group my last two terms, and then I factor. So 3x squared plus 6x, they both have a 3x in common. So I can factor out a 3x, and what I'm left with is x plus 2. Then I have negative 6x and negative 14. For this one, I'm going to factor out a negative 7. What I end up being left with, again, is x plus 2, which is what I wanted. So now I factor out my x plus 2. And what's left behind is 3x and minus 7, which is my final answer.